I don't really care. It's like I'm watching someone just giving me, like, I'm the therapist now and I'm listening to this woman. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video we are doing a recap of At First Sight episode 9, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to your girl, give this video a like, a comment. Let's get on with it. So start up with Jalen and Josh, visited by the experts Kyle and Paya, and they talk about the whole Josh being a liar thing. He said he panicked, so he lied and said he unfollowed his ex. That is a red flag. Why is unfollowing your ex a big thing? And if you don't want to unfollow her, let your girl know, and we need to know why you don't want to unfollow her. There gotta be something there. Jalen basically said, like, she's been cheating on before, like little lies is a big red flag for her, and it's gonna find it very hard for her to trust someone who lies to her. Is giving betrayal. And the expert said, like, girl, you married now, you gotta stay committed, so you gotta build up that way you can trust your man again, create that trust repair. She basically said, just let go of the lies, let go of this behavior that would trigger me. Like, I don't need that in my life. And they asked, like, do you forgive Josh? And she's like, yeah. They was giving fakery. The experts were like, please stop. And she's like, yeah, y'all got me there. She's still thinking about it because she's like, this little lie could lead to a big lie. Now she's gonna be questioning everything he says. It's gonna take a while. Josh gotta put in the work. Then the conversation led to the festivals. So this Burning Man festival is like literally camping for like 7 days, just isolated, I guess, but you know, building a community. That's what it's all about. But Jalen says she's done all this outdoor activities that this man wants. She's tried all the outdoorsy things. She did all the activities. She even did this skydiving. She did a lot of things for this man, and she says she's just not into it, and she's not going to that damn Burning Man festival. She says she ain't going to it. Please, Josh, this festival is a big deal to Josh. I'm thinking, like, is it a cult or something? Like, he is obsessed with it. Like, he's literally forcing this girl that she must go, and she's like, I ain't gonna go. And this thing escalated to something that I didn't believe would escalate to. Like, is it a big deal? Like, if she ain't into these festivals, go by yourself. Jalen says she's into like the smaller shows. Like, she's not gonna go out camping for like 7 days. Like, that's not for her. While Josh said this is a big part of his life. Like, this is what makes him who he is. Like, it's a community. Like, he's an introvert, and you know, being on this Burning Man, doing this festival thing is what, you know, made him kind of, you know, get out of his comfort zone. Just having a community with him that get him, it's his life. And Jalen was like, you know, us having different hobbies, it could lead us to be drifting apart from each other. So maybe it's best if we just kind of date people that have similar interests. I feel like Jalen's pissed off today. She's pissed off, number one, that man lied to her. So I feel like the way that came off was like, yeah, let's move on. Like, you find a girl, you know, that can go to this damn festival. I feel like she was fed up. Like, she was fed up. I didn't really feel like she meant it. The way it came off, I didn't think she meant it, but she was pissed off all through the damn conversation, as she should be. Then Josh was like, what are you saying? Like, don't just say like we should just go and meet other people. You know, you're the one I want. Like, you're the one I chose. You're my wife. All these things. It's you that I want to go to this festival with. She don't want to go. And then Josh goes back to say, you know, when they met, he told her about all these experiences I want to explore with her. Yeah, we saw the clips. And she immediately said, like, I'm not an outdoorsy girl. Like, I can try these experiences. We heard her say it. Like, this man later cries, and I'm like, what am I watching? A grown man crying to go to a damn festival. The expert basically says, y'all gotta compromise. Jalen doesn't want to go to these festivals, but she doesn't mind the small festival. So y'all find, like, you know, maybe like a community for yourself, you know, different shows that you can go that suits both of you. Like, try to compromise. But one thing about Josh, he got to go to that Burning Man. Like, there's no compromisation in Burning Man. Everything that those experts gave, all those advice, it went in and out. It went in and out the ear. He didn't take anything. Because after the experts left, I'm thinking, like, sort it out. Girl doesn't have to go to this festival. But no, Josh, he brought it back. He brought that conversation back to the table. So Jalen basically says, you know, I hope you're not upset that I don't want to go see a Burning Man. I know it's like a big deal for you. And she basically says, like, would you mind letting it go? Like, Like, what's the tea? Like, what, after the conversation we've had now, like, what's the plan? He basically starts to compare, you know, like, this passion to her cycling. Like, she didn't ask you to come cycling every damn day, you know? But anyway, Jilly says cycling is 45 minutes. Burning Man is 7 days. There's a difference. There's a difference. He starts to get irritated. He basically says, stop interrupting me, when they're both kind of interrupting each other. And he basically says 7 days is nothing in comparison to how long we're going to live together. Like, why is this forcing this group? Then Jenny basically says, let's roll back the tapes. You basically told me that this won't be a deal breaker. They showed us the clips when she asked, like, if I don't go to Burning Man, is it a big deal? And he said no. So what's going on here? Like, what's not clicking Steven? What's not clicking Josh? Josh basically says, like, he didn't know, like, Burning Man was a big deal for him until now. Now he sees, like, this is his dream, his passion, his life. He can't give it up. Then he's like, if the situations were reversed, if I ask you to give up cycling, like, what's going to happen? And he's like, if you ask me to give up cycling, we be over. So we can move on. Like, Jalen, she is not messing today. She's not messing today. She's giving the answer. She's like, what are you trying to say? Is it over? Like, what is it? She funny. She real funny. He gets so irritated, so annoyed. I say, you know, when I'm speaking to you, you don't see from my perspective. You don't, you know, you're just so defensive. She wasn't really defensive, just speaking facts. Like, you take this Burning Man to this high regard, meaning like it's more, it's giving like this is bigger than the relationship. That's what it's giving. That's what it's really giving. Give up the festival or go alone. It's 2 options. He doesn't want to do any of it. The fact that it was like, if the role were reversed and you couldn't cycle anymore because you broke your leg, God forbid, enemy of progress is comparing going to Burning Man for you breaking your leg so you won't be able to do what you love to do, your passion. Like, what kind of horrible comparison is that? What an evil eye. What an evil eye. If you tell this man to give up this Burning Man, if he gives up that Burning Man, he's going to be the evil eye to your progress. Because he's going to be waiting for your leg to break so you can feel what he's feeling, having to give up this festival. Honestly, don't give up the damn festival. And the fact that I was crying to you was even like, is this a grown man? Is this a grown man? Is this a married man that I'm watching? And there's this scene again where he was like, again, stop interrupting me. And she's like, boy, stop. Boy, so you be interrupting me all damn day and I don't say nothing. You doing the same thing to me. You know, Jalen was giving. But then when she rolled her eyes, he's like, don't roll your eyes at me, period. Just said, cut the crap. Like, she didn't be rolling your eyes to your husband. Like, that's a bit disrespectful. And that eyes would not roll one bit after that. He basically starts tearing up and say he cannot see himself giving it up. And Jenny said, don't give it up then. Don't give it up then. I tried. Don't give it up. This is your dream. Go with it. Fulfill it. Do what you gotta do. And then later on, they agree, like, maybe they'll find a community, you know, that they can enjoy themselves. And he's basically thinking, like, what community can he find that can be compared to Burning Man? I don't drive, but I know if I was driving, I wouldn't really want to talk too much. Like, man is looking sideways to ensure that he's driving properly, looking around, like, and Rhonda, like, what are you doing? She's out here talking about her life. Like, Pa is a therapist. She just gave his man an occupation as a therapist. She say all our family trauma. Like, she has, like, everybody got issues, everybody got problems. Like, she's dumping all her trauma, all her issues with this man, and he has to listen to every word. He is driving. The man is driving. And she, in the car, she got pissed off that man was not listening. Like, can't Pop breathe justice for Pop? This relationship is not a match. It's not going to work. Pop needs a break. Like, the man is a mature old man. He needs to find a mature old woman to spend the rest of his life with. You know, just chill and relax. Rhonda is too much baggage, too much to handle. They are driving to her father's grave. I'm just thinking, like, everything that's done in every episode is all about Rhonda. Like, I know nothing about Pat. Like, I don't even know. We never been to his house. Maybe we have. I don't remember. But we don't know nothing about this man. Everything is surrounded with Rhonda. Rhonda this, Rhonda there. She talks. They're driving to their father's grave. She shares story of her past. and Pa is struggling to listen. Like, he's literally looking sideways to drive properly. He's missing some parts of the conversation, and she repeats herself. And Rhonda she's getting frustrated. You can tell, like, you know, she's like, can you pay attention? You know, I'm talking here. Okay, she basically says her grandfather died when her mother was 5. Her uncle kind of looked after them, and she said, like, when her and her siblings, they found this Playboy magazine in the room, and Pa jokes and says, you know about when he found, Playboy magazines, like a childhood discovery kind of thing. And Rhonda says, stop the crap. Like, I'm talking here, like, this is a sensitive topic. I'm talking about how my uncle ended his life. It's like, you talked about finding a Playboy magazine. He chips in just to also have a conversation, also kind of create a good atmosphere, because everything is draining. It's all about you. Rhonda is an attention seeker. Like, she cares about no one but herself. So after they visit the grave, Rhonda becomes very emotional. Talks about how her dad died at 19. How her dad died when she was 19. Then Pa was like, what year did your father die again? And she was like, I just said it. Honestly, she just said it. But Pa is actually kind of drained. He's drained. She's like, I just said it. Like, I feel like you're not listening to me. Like, I'm talking to you. Pa was basically like, but girl, I'm trying to process all this information you're giving me all at once. Like, I'm only one person. You said give me some grace. You're giving me information every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds, you're giving me information about your trauma, your family. Like, I can't remember everything. Straight facts. Like, man has become a therapist. At this point, he needs a notebook. He needs a notebook to remember everything that lady said. They pull up to the car, park somewhere, and to have a conversation. And this was fake. This was performative from Rhonda's side, and from Pat's side, he's just trying his best. He's just trying his best to hold on to this marriage. But Rhonda, it was fakery. It was fakery. She learned nothing. Like, it's still all about herself. So they try to communicate, try to use everything the expert gave them about communication, active listening, all these things. Pa basically says he doesn't like being scolded, and that makes him kind of shut up and not kind of, want to talk. And Pa is like, I feel like I'm under evaluation every day. You're giving me tests every time. Straight facts. Because you are the therapist. He wants to ensure that she trains you to be a good one. Rhonda acknowledges feelings and says, she's sorry, but she just wants to be heard. This is not the first time she feels unheard. So we are past the Colin Pie, and they visit Will and Brittany. Brittany basically admits that she don't know where this man stands. Like, she can't read him. She don't understand him, and that's the fact for all of us. We don't get Will. I don't understand why Will is here. Even Brittany, I don't get why she's here. She's basically said, like, she talks to him about decision day, like, what will be his answer? And Will says, yeah, she asks me all the time, and I say, yeah, like, at the moment, how I'm feeling right now, I'm gonna say yeah in decision day, but I don't know what's gonna happen for a month from now. I don't know. Things might change. And Brittany does not like that. She wants straight answers, straight facts. But Will is always a guy that parabolates all the time. It's like, can you be straight? He doesn't. I don't think Will likes you, or maybe that man doesn't. Like, you feel like he has no emotions. Like, I can't read him, but I feel like that's who he is. Like, I haven't seen any changes. It remains the same. It's been the same since the beginning. No changes. Brittany feels like she's walking on eggshells. Like, she needs someone to save her from this relationship. And yeah, girl, save yourself. Get out yourself. And Will is confused. Will is like, you never told me that you felt this way before. And his tone is very sharp. It's like, stay true to yourself. If you really want this relationship to work, we need to both stay true to ourselves and be more open and just be real. Even. And then he ends it with, even if it doesn't work out. That's exactly what Brittany is trying to say. No one knows where you stand. Like, this man would say something like, oh yeah, we're good, but maybe we won't be good tomorrow. He basically says, like, even if it doesn't work, let's be authentic. Like, Brittany, communicate your feelings. Stop this. She doesn't communicate her feelings because she doesn't like the response you give her. Responses are just giving, like, she's stupid, she's dumb, like, you're the smartest one in the room kind of thing. And she said this before. She said it in the previous meet. She said this already. She literally said it when the experts came before, and was still talking to the expert about the same damn thing. And Brittany basically says what she wants is for Will to create a safe space for her. And he basically says, yeah, like, I'm learning. I'm going to learn how to do that. I'm going to make you feel safe, all these things. So they asked him, like, did you guys discuss, like, what you're going to do after the experience? Did you guys talk about your plans and everything? They're like, well, not really. A little bit. He basically says, in terms of like living together, we can stay at her house if she wants, but I'm gonna keep my apartment. That's what, like, okay, so I keep the apartment for if it doesn't work out. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm literally living close to the airport. I travel all the time for my work. Like, it just makes sense. And he basically admits that, yeah, you know, the way he words things, it can come out as being abrasive, and he's not really emotionally, he's very emotionally reserved, and his words can come out abrasive. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, just doesn't like the girl and doesn't want to change. Like, I don't see any changes at all from Will. He basically apologizes to Brittany for feeling uncared for, and basically asked her to communicate everything whenever she feels disconnected, all these things, communicate it with him so he can improve. Brittany tears up and basically says that she feels like she's guarded and she feels like there's something missing. Maybe because she has the walls up. Not really. I don't feel like you're too guarded. I feel like even if you're guarded, it's because of the man you're with. That man is making you feel guarded and have your walls up because he's giving you absolutely nothing. I don't think it's on you. I think it's on Will for not expressing that I don't like you. Let me just be real. So Meg basically admits that, you know, we've had our ups and downs, but and she basically says, you know, I can't be aggressive. But I'm glad that Megan nails this. She says she can be aggressive, Derek can be passive, and it can make us to kind of withdraw, create tension and everything. Basically, they're both working very hard on communication, and Derek has finally said he loves her. Maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is what the girl is looking for. The man has finally said he loves her. So later on, we got Rhonda and Pat again, and she's talking about the whole car situation. She's thought about that whole car conversation, and she feels like the way that she feels, you know, wanting to be heard, all these things, it has to do with something from my childhood. I'm like, I don't really care. It's like I'm watching someone just giving me, like, I'm the therapist now, and I'm listening to this woman. She talks about her childhood, how her father wanted a boy, but he had two girls, and her sister was like the tomboy, the chosen one, and she got to do everything with him, and she didn't, and she felt like she was overlooked, and over time she felt like it affected her relationship. And it's like, I don't care. I really don't. I feel for Pat. Justice for Pat. And Pat should switch up too. Just switch up and just pack his bags and go. It's like everything just ties in to a father not, you know, spending time with her. Like, it's like, okay. So what should I do with this information? What does Pat have to do with this information? I don't know what childhood trauma you have that just enables you to dismiss people and not hear their own story or their own sides. You know, it's all about you. So she basically explained, like, when she sees that Pat is uninterested, distracted, not listening to her, it triggers her. It brings out that old insecurities. She needs to write a book. Write a poem, write something. She shouldn't be here. She doesn't feel special. She doesn't feel chosen. And Pat basically says, it's all good, girl. I choose you. Will visits Brittany's family, and I'm seeing another side to Will for once. Like, I'm not seeing the emotionless, you know, just nothingness in his eyes. When he was with family, he was chilling, he was laughing, he was eating, it was like good vibes. But when you're with Brittany, I don't see this happiness. But maybe it's playing for the cameras, maybe it's playing for the family. You know, that's what it's looking like. Because that ain't the Will I know. Will ain't that happy. Because he was laughing too much, joking with the mother. I saw teeth. And the fact that they were telling them to kiss and everything, it was cute, but it's like, when we see them not in this environment, it's not very cute. So in the final scene, Meg basically said she took a pregnancy test and she pregnant. And I'm like, Derek had a plan, and his plan has been executed. Damn, he is fast. When he talks to those parents and they're like, we want kids by December, he said, I'm gonna work on it. And he did the work. And that is a wrap for episode 9. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.